Another activity that I'd like to suggest to you to use in this messy play week is around Play-Doh. Now this can be homemade, and we're going to provide some recipes soon at the end of this section for making Play-Doh, or it can be bought Play-Doh, whatever you prefer to use. Play-Doh is a fantastic thing to do with children. And what I want to encourage you to do in this activity is to really look out for your child's non-verbal communication. So they may be reaching out for things, they may be pointing to things. So with Play-Doh, I've got some suggestions. You may have some Play-Doh cutters or some biscuit cutters which you can use with the Play-Doh. A plastic cup like this, particularly if it's got a small base, will work really well as well, because you can cut out circles. You could have that available and you can press it in and you can make a circle like that. Your child could have a go like that. Plastic spoons, plastic forks, plastic knives. I only had a plastic spoon, but you could have those available because your child could dig around with the Play-Doh. Whoops. Your child could dig around with the Play-Doh and really experiment with putting holes in it and pressing it and having real fun with it. I've got a rolling pin, a small rolling pin. You may have a large one, but you can use that for rolling the Play-Doh as well. And the thing here is to do it alongside your child. That's really important, to watch out for their non-verbal communication. And when they're trying to say a word or when they're communicating it non-verbally, you can fill in with that word. So say you put out the instruments, the cutters or the things that you want them to use to play with the Play-Doh. If they point to the cup, so let's say the cup was there and they pointed to it, you would say, you want the cup, you want the cup. And then if they pressed it in and went like that, and you watch them and they've made a circle and they point to it, they go, oh, you go, yes, you've made a circle, well done. So it's all about really seeing how your child wants to communicate, whether it's non-verbally or attempts at words, and respond to that and follow their lead and see how they're playing. Let's think about some of the words that you can use around Play-Doh. Rolling, pushing, squashing, playing, sharing. That's a fantastic word. Perhaps if you take turns to do things and make things with the Play-Doh, you can talk about sharing. Cutting, making. You could perhaps be making models together if that's what your child wants to do. Soft, cold, warm. Perhaps when you start playing with the Play-Doh, it might be a bit cold, but when you've done this for a bit, it becomes warm, and you could talk about how it's become soft. You could talk about the shape. If you're doing it on a table, you could talk about the table. These are all words that we can introduce. We can watch how our child is playing with the Play-Doh, follow their lead and respond to that, and just bring in those words, those key words as they're doing it. I'm now going to put onto the screen some recipes. One involves a bit of cooking on a saucepan, so you may be more confident to do that. One is just using hot water to make the Play-Doh. Please remember, if you're making the Play-Doh, to let it cool before you use it with your child. So that there's two different recipes, one that involves doing it in a saucepan on a cooker, and one that is just doing it in a bowl with some hot water. So we're going to put those on the screen now for you to see.